All right, let's talk about a cosmic collision, but not just any collision. I'm talking about one that's bigger, faster, and way more chaotic than anything we've ever seen coming. Today, we're diving into a pretty wild scenario, a rogue encounter, when galaxies collide.
Okay, so you've probably heard the big news, right? Our Milky Way is on a collision course with our next-door neighbor, Andromeda. It's this kind of slow cosmic dance that's still billions of years away. But here's a thought. What if that's not the first collision we have to worry about? What if some other galaxy, the wrong galaxy, hits us first?
And that's exactly what we're talking about here. This isn't a planned rendezvous. This is an unpredictable encounter. A collision not with a neighbor we know, but with a total stranger. A galactic wanderer just hurtling through the void.
So what really makes this different from the Andromeda merger we all know about? Well, the contrast is pretty stark. The Andromeda collision, that's like a slow, predictable waltz. We see it coming from a mile or, billions of miles away. But a rogue collision, that's a high-speed, chaotic car crash. It's an impact with a wanderer from deep space. And the scariest part? The timeline is a complete unknown. So what even is a rogue galaxy? Well, think of it like a cosmic castaway. It's a galaxy that got violently booted out of its home cluster, probably during some insane gravitational tug-of-war. And now it's just drifting, hurtling through the empty void, all alone and completely untethered.
Okay, so now that we know what these things are, try to picture it. One of these lone wanderers is on a collision course with us. This is where we get into what's called the long approach. And it's a countdown for sure, but one that's measured in light years, not hours or days. So what would this actually look like from Earth? I mean, what would we see?
This timeline kind of breaks down the escalating drama. A million years before impact, this rogue galaxy would just dominate our night sky. It would be the brightest thing up there, no question. Fast forward to about 100,000 years out, and that's when you start to feel it. Its gravity would actually begin to warp the outer edges of the Milky Way. And then the final plunge. That's when things get real, and our galactic structures start to literally tear apart.
And what's the engine driving all this madness? It's gravity. Just gravity. It's this silent, absolutely relentless force that's pulling these two behemoths into a chaotic and totally inevitable embrace. And you gotta remember, gravity doesn't care about stars or planets or any of us. It just pulls. Which of course brings us to the main event, the galactic reshuffle. And this is super important to understand. The first thing you might think of is destruction, right? An end. But that's not really the story. It's actually about violent, chaotic creation. I know what you're picturing. You're thinking stars are gonna crash into each other like a game of cosmic pool, right? But the reality is, well, it's a lot weirder than that. The truth is, individual stars almost never collide. Their orbits, on the other hand, are thrown into absolute chaos. And why is that? It's because the space between stars is it's mind-bogglingly huge. So this isn't really a collision of stuff, it's a merger of powerful gravitational fields. So, how does this whole reshuffle actually go down? Well, first up, gravity gets to work creating these incredible tidal streams. It basically rips these long, beautiful tails of stars and gas right off the edges of both galaxies. Then you get the starburst frenzy. This happens when the huge gas clouds from each galaxy slam into each other. They compress, and that triggers this massive, brilliant wave of new star formation across the whole new structure. And finally, the truly titanic event. The supermassive black holes at the center of each galaxy start this inescapable death spiral towards each other, destined to merge and form one even bigger monster. Okay, so that's the big picture, the giant cosmic view. But what does any of this mean for us? Right here. Let's bring this whole event down to Earth for a second and talk about how it would be shaking our solar system. Because let's be clear, in all of this gravitational chaos, the fate of our sun and every single planet orbiting it, including this one, it all just hangs in the balance. So, what are the possibilities here? What are the potential fates for us? Well, for one, our entire solar system could get flung out into the cold, lonely darkness of intergalactic space, just gone. Or we could be pushed inward into a super dangerous, radiation-heavy region near the new galactic core. Not good. Another option, we get thrown into a totally new orbit and our night sky becomes completely, radically different. And then there's the long shot. Maybe, just maybe, we could get lucky and remain relatively unscathed through the whole thing. So, after all that chaos, what's the final outcome? What's left when the dust settles? Well, something new is forged in chaos. A brand new galaxy is born from the ashes of the two that came before it. Now, this process isn't quick, not by a long shot. We're talking millions, maybe even hundreds of millions of years of turmoil. But eventually, the chaos does subside. The gravitational dance finally settles down. And what's left is a single, larger, and more chaotic galaxy, a permanent monument to that violent encounter.
And so, in the end, a new, magnificent galaxy is born. But all of this leaves us with one final, kind of haunting question, doesn't it? Who or what would actually be there to see it?